Empress Zhen. It is said that there was a Liu Zhongkin in Luo City. He was stupid since he was a child and loved reading too much. He often studied hard behind closed doors and did not interact with the outside world. One day, while he was reading, he suddenly smelled a strange aroma filling the room. After a while, there was the sound of jade rings on the skirt again. I was shocked when I saw a beautiful woman coming in. Her hair was dazzling with gold and silver jewelry, and her entourage was also dressed as in the palace. Liu Zhongkin was so frightened that he quickly fell to the ground. The beauty helped him up and said, "Sir, why were you so arrogant before and now so respectful?" Liu Zhongkin was even more frightened and said, "Where are you from? I don't even know you. When have you ever been rude to you?" The beauty smiled and said, "I haven't seen you for a while and you forgot? Aren't you the one sitting there seriously grinding bricks?" She ordered her followers to lay down embroidered silk carpets. A fine banquet was held, and he was invited to sit down and drink. They talked about the past and the present, and he was very knowledgeable. Monk Liu Zhongkin and Zhong'er were confused and couldn't answer. The beauty said, "I only went to the Queen Mother's Yaoqi for a banquet. You have experienced several deaths and lives, and you have no spirituality at all," she ordered the servant to bring Tangwo crystal cream for Liu Zhongkin to drink. After drinking, Liu suddenly felt clear and clear. After a while, it got dark and the entourage retreated. After extinguishing the candle, the two took off their clothes and had fun. Before dawn, the servants came again. The beauty wakes up. Her hair is not messy at all, and she doesn't need to put on makeup. Liu Zhongkin's heart was full of tenderness, and he asked her name bitterly. The beauty said, "It doesn't matter if I tell you. I'm just afraid that you will become more suspicious. I am Empress Zhen, and you are the reincarnation of Liu Gongqian. You committed a crime for me back then. I can't bear it, and we are meeting now just to repay your infatuation for me a little bit." Liu asked, "Where is Emperor Wen of Wei now?" The beauty said, "Cao Cao is just a bad son of the old thief Cao Cao. I accidentally followed him from the upper world to the earth and played a wealthy life for several years. After the incident, I no longer think about it. Cao Cao has been in hell for a long time because of his father Cao Cao's many evil deeds, and now there is no news about him. However, his younger brother Cao Zi is in charge of classics for the Emperor of Heaven, and you can sometimes see him." After a while, she saw a dragon carriage parked in the courtyard. The beauty gave Liu Zhongkin a rouge box as a souvenir, said goodbye, got in the carriage and drove away in the clouds. From then on, Liu Zhongkin's writing skills and ideas improved greatly, but thinking about that beauty made him feel as if he was in a daze. After a few months, my body gradually began to fail. His mother didn't know the reason and was very worried. There was an old maid at home who suddenly said to him, "Master, are you missing someone?" Liu Zhongkin heard that she had revealed his secret, so he told the truth. The maid said, "Master, please write a letter and I can deliver it to you." After hearing this, Liu said in surprise, "You have such an ability. How come I didn't notice it before? You can really send me letters. I will never forget your benefits." So I wrote a letter and gave it to her to take with her. In the middle of the night, the maid came back and said, "Fortunately, nothing happened." I arrived at the door of the house. The gatekeeper thought I was a monster and wanted to tie me up. I took out the letter written by the young master. The gatekeeper took it and called. I went in. The lady sighed after reading the letter and said that we could no longer see each other, so she wanted to write a reply. I said, "My young master is seriously ill and cannot be cured by writing a letter." The lady thought for a while, put down the pen and said, "Send a message first. I will send Liu Lang a handsome wife." Before I left, he told me, "What I just said is a major event in Liu Lang's life. Don't spread it to others, and it will last forever." Liu Zhongkin listened and waited happily. The next day, as expected, an old woman brought a girl to his mother's place. The girl was extremely beautiful and rare in the world. The old woman introduced herself and said, "My surname is Chen. This is my biological daughter, named Si Xiang. I would like to be your daughter-in-law." His mother liked it very much and talked about giving a betrothal gift. The old woman didn't want any betrothal gift, and she didn't go until her daughter got married to Liu Zhongkin. Only Zhongkin in the family knew that the girl was not a mortal, so he asked her privately, "Who are you to the lady in heaven?" The girl replied, "I am the maid of Prime Minister Cao Cao." Zhongkin suspected that she was a ghost and worried that the couple would not last long. She said, "No, my wife and I are both immortals. We were punished to the human world because of our mistakes. My wife has been recalled, and I have not yet completed my punishment period. Madam is here. Heaven has spoken to me and asked me to stay on earth to serve you temporarily. Whether I go or stay is entirely up to you, madam. So our husband and wife are not temporary." One day, a blind woman brought a yellow dog to beg for food and sang a tune while banging on the wooden board. The girl went out to look, but before she could stand still, the yellow dog broke the rope and tried to bite her. She was so frightened that she ran back, but was already beaten by the yellow dog. Biting the coat, Liu Zhongkin came over and beat the dog with a stick. The dog roared angrily and chewed up the piece of cloth it had bitten. The blind woman grabbed the hair on the dog's neck and tied it on a rope and laughed. Liu Zhongkin went into the house to see his wife and saw that she was so frightened that she had not yet calmed down. Liu said, "You are an immortal. Why are you still afraid of dogs?" His wife said, "I don't know, sir, but the dog was transformed by Cao Cao. He is angry with me because I did not abide by the commandment of dividing incense." When Liu heard this, he wanted to buy the dog and kill it with a stick. His wife disagreed and said, "God punished him as a dog, so how could he kill him casually?" After living here for 2 years, everyone who saw her was attracted by her beauty. He was fascinated, but when asked about her life experience, he was always vague. So they all suspected it was a monster. Liu's mother asked her son, and Zhongkin revealed a little to her mother. The mother was afraid and asked her son to drive the woman away, but of course the son didn't listen. The mother then found a warlock who could exorcise demons and came to the courtyard to do the magic. As soon as the place for building the altar was marked on the ground, the woman knew it and said sadly, "I originally hoped to grow old with my husband, but now my mother doubts that our fate has come to an end. It's not difficult for me to leave, but it can't be done with this exorcism technique." He bundled a bunch of firewood, lit a fire, and threw it under the steps. The thick smoke immediately covered the house, and no one was seen on the other side. With the sound of thunder and sticks, when the smoke cleared, the warlock was seen bleeding to death from his 7 orifices. When I went into the house to look, the woman was gone. He called the old servant, but he disappeared. At this time, Liu Zhongkin said to his mother, "The old maid is probably a vixen."
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.